your tobacco may have beetles. Hi there, tobacco enthusiasts. This is Brian with another Windy City Cigars video. Welcome back to our channel. Today we've got an important topic to discuss, and that's how to protect your tobacco from those pesky tobacco beetles. Now to start, let's talk about the beetles themselves. I'm sure some of you are asking, well, what's a tobacco beetle? Well, these are tiny little beetles which have been known to cause big problems, especially with tobacco. They measure 2 to 3 millimeters in length, which means they are very, very tiny. And they have got a ferocious appetite in their larval stage, which leads me to discuss their life cycle. Now, female tobacco beetles lay between 10 and 100 eggs at a time. And these usually will hatch into larvae in 6 to 10 days, at which point they go on an eating binge. They will eat anything in their path, but they're particularly fond of your precious pipe tobacco or your cigars. So what attracts these tobacco beetles to tobacco? Well, they love warmth and humidity, and that's what they need. And that sounds just like any tobacco humidor or cigar humidor. Now, an outbreak of these tobacco beetles is always temperature related. Now that I have some of the background about tobacco beetles, I'm sure some of you are asking, well, how do you prevent tobacco beetles? Well, it's actually fairly simple. It's crucial to store your tobacco properly, which we've mentioned a number of times in some of our previous videos. We recommend using an airtight container, a Ziploc baggie, a mason jar, something of that nature. Or if your tobacco comes in a bag that's resealable, make sure you seal that resealable seal tightly before you put the tobacco away. Because remember, these bugs are 2 to 3 millimeters in diameter or in length, so they can get into some very, very tiny places. But some are saying, well, what if I suspect I already have a beetle problem? Well, one way to tell for certain is if you see little pinhole openings in your cigars or your tobacco. If you see some holes, then it's more than likely you have beetles, or sometimes if you're lucky, you can see them crawling around on your tobacco. One of the suggestions I got was take a pinch of tobacco, then distribute it on a big white plate or some light colored surface and just let it sit for a couple of minutes. Watch it carefully. If some of the tobacco starts to crawl away from you or crawl away from the clump, guess what? You got beetles. So if you've tested your tobacco and you discover that you have an infestation, as the cover of the book says, don't panic. There's a way to fight back. First, remove all the affected tobacco and discard any tobacco that's been damaged. Now, once you've determined that you have an infestation, here is the ultimate weapon, the freezer. Remember I said they liked warmth and humidity? Well, take the remaining pipe tobacco that you've got, put it in a Ziploc bag, and put it in the freezer for at least 3 days. The freezing temperatures will kill both the beetles and their larvae. And at that point, you can take the tobacco out and probably, if you've got a few moments, sift the beetles out since you know what you're looking for. Just knock them out of the way and enjoy the rest of the tobacco. Well, there you have it, folks. Protect your tobacco. That's the best way to do it, by making sure everything goes into an airtight container. A Ziploc baggie, a mason jar, or the containers that you bought the tobacco in. And remember, if you have an infestation, you can always use the freezer method. Now, if you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, and remember to hit that subscribe button. Thanks very much.